Linces cósmicos, ¿qué tal? Muy buenos días o tardes, no lo sé, yo estoy en la tarde. Vamos a continuar donde lo dejamos. La neta estoy muy emocionado, yo sí estoy disfrutando un chingo este juego. De verdad, la verdad me gusta mucho. De hecho, aquí entre nos, es el último juego que he comprado. O sea, tenía muchísimo que no compré un juego. Tanto así como 6 meses o 8 meses. Y este lo compré en Amazon porque en digital le costaba el doble. Entonces, pues bueno, nada más para expresarles qué tanto tenía ganas de jugar este juego. Que por cierto... No, sí está bien. Vamos. Libros de regalo y caramelo fundido.
The display rack is brimming with worn paperbacks featuring an extremely muscular, sword-wielding barbarian on the cover. Nearly all the titles contain the word Hyundai
En alguna parte. Esto me recuerda como la de Barbie y He-Man. Por un lado tenemos a un juguete que estereotipa lo que es la forma de un género y cómo se debe de ver la persona. Y por el otro lado tenemos a He-Man. Excelente, sigamos. Tendera, ¿qué me puedes decir acerca de los libros del Musculitos?
Oh, Man from Hyundai. A very popular series of adventure novels. They're awfully immoral and violent books.
Como Conan el Bárbaro, supongo. ¿Qué los hace tan populares?
Blood and violence, scantily clad women, epic narratives, all those mystical things he encounters. They're bound to grab those with little imagination and nothing to do.
No tiene mala pinta. ¿Por cuál debería empezar?
What does it matter? They're all the same. However, the customer is always right, they say.
No manches, esta señora neta que se parece a algunas mamás que he conocido.
If you're a novice of the series, I'd recommend Hyundalaman, the man from Hyundal. It's supposed to be a good introduction to the series.
Ojear los libros expuestos.
Rows and rows of Hyundalamen blur your vision. You make out some titles. Man from Hyundal and the Mammoth Riders. Man from Hyundal. Return to Hyundal. And the solipsistic Man from Hyundal and the Hyundal Man.
Pero por amor de Dios, pues ¿cuántos hay?
Maybe 100. Man from Hyundal and the sages at the end of the world. Man from Hyundal and the false god.
The
Man from Hyundal and the scorched earth. Man from Hyundal, the Hyundal colonies. Man from Hyundal and the swamp beast.
Ok, esta es toda una saga entonces.
And the snow crabs.
Como Berserk, yo creo. ¿Esos son todos?
Not even close.
Oye,
Man from Hyundal in hell. Man from Hyundal and the forest of slaves. Man from Hyundal under the lake. Man from Hyundal, Hyundal burning. There's even the Trial of Death, a pastoral combat game book set in the world of Hyundalaman, and so much more.
¿Alguno de los libros me llama?
Nothing of interest. Only silence and the cosmic background.
Entonces, Helmdown, ninguno. Viejas revistas deportivas apartadas en un rincón oscuro. En este libro recopila las recetas nacionales de Arda. Son todas sobre truchas de lago. ¿Qué hay?
A small mountain of colorful board game boxes. There are numerous types of games for all ages. A lot of shelf space seems to be taken up by Wirral-related merchandise.
Tendera, ¿qué clase de juegos de mesa tienen aquí?
Wonderful board games, sir. The Viticulturist is a classic for sure, or perhaps you'd like Archipelagos of Insulinda, a very educational game for those interested in geography. Browbritter is a fun game of economic competition, but can get quite intense after a while. We have games for the whole family. You can play with your children.
Who are you going to play board games with? Do you have friends or family?
¿Tengo amigos? Mirar aquí.
Are you actually friends? Or just colleagues thrown together by circumstance?
No manches. Míreme, ¿quién querría tener hijos conmigo.
Don't be so hard on yourself, sir. You just need to clean up a bit. And technically, friends are a bit like family.
Okay.
For playing with friends, I'd recommend Suzerainty. It's a civilization building game where you build a civilization, then set off to brutally colonize and repress other civilizations. It'll cost 12 real.
¿Qué es el Wirral este?
Lousy auras there. No, role-playing games are popular among those types. You know, who are into those kind of things. Personally, I don't like it. Not at all.
Okay.
I've heard they turn people into occult enthusiasts. That they have rituals where they try to summon entities. Highly immoral stuff. You can still buy them though.
Ok. Echar un vistazo por el montón de artículos de Wirral.
An endless variety of source books, lore books, and codices litter the table. The topmost book is titled Welkin Compendium, 2nd edition. There's also a large hardbound tome with intricate cover art, The Hunters of Katawak, Boreal Creature Compendium, and a Pick Your Path adventure game book titled Tales of Wirral, Cavern of Velkrag. Books in a board game section? Who wants to read books?
¿Hay algo que me llame la atención?
There's a box that says Wirral, 3rd edition mega setting supplements module. The side panel notes, a fantastique adventure board game, new maps and miniatures. A sticker on it displays 25 real.
Todo es caro en este sitio. Sí, me voy. Vamos al piso de arriba.
These shelves are overburdened with books from the same series. You see the name Dick Mullen over and over.
Tendera, ¿qué es esto de ficción criminal?
Oh, crime, robberies, murders, even sexual crimes. We're fortunate to have Dick Mullen and his stories to sort all that out. You're a police officer, apparently. You should buy all of these.
Aparentemente.
They really do teach a person how to be a proper detective.
Ok, hojear los libros expuestos.
Crime fiction is a disgrace. An asinine misrepresentation of the physical attributes of the arduous everyday work of actual police officers. These books greatly overstate the excitement of police work, glossing over how long it takes to actually follow up on leads and eliminate dead ends. What's more, they completely ignore the psychological hardships of year after year coming into contact with people during the worst days of their lives. Not a single mention of all the stress this work creates upon the officer's family. Detective fiction just doesn't tell the truth at all. Now, would you like a list of all the books found on the shelf?
Claro.
You see Dick Mullen on the job. Get Me Mullen. The Stalwart Adventures of Richard P. Mullen. Dick Mullen and the Murder in the Orchard. The Sordid Affair of Dick Mullen.
Dick Mullen. Es curioso porque ahorita estoy terminando de leer Crimen y Castigo, que nunca lo había leído. Apenas lo voy a terminar. Y voy a empezar con una serie de detective justamente inspirado por este juego. No que se hayan inspirado los creadores, sino que ando buscando una así de detectives. Y encontré una colección que se llama Todo Marlowe, que es un detective que igual es Marlowe y no sé qué. Bueno, también tiene títulos distintos, ¿no? Pero el detective es Marlowe, ¿no? Y por si quieren una referencia, hay un episodio de Los Simpson donde está el abuelo Simpson y está creo que en las noticias de Marlowe, queremos Marlowe. Entonces, como hicieron muchas películas y series en Estados Unidos de ese agente, pues por eso me llama la atención. Es como un Sherlock Holmes, pero famoso allá en Estados Unidos. Entonces voy a leer eso.
A killing is declared. Dick Mullen in the murder house. The final case of Dick Mullen. An obvious lie. Dick Mullen in the clock tower. The ordeals of Dick Mullen. Dauntless Dick. Dick Mullen's funeral pyre. The murder of Dick Mullen.
¿Qué? ¿Dick Mullen muere?
Oh no. Turns out he fated to solve the case.
Ah, ¿hay más?
Yes. There's also the dame who did it. Farewell, my Mullen. Faking death seems to be a common trope in the Mullen series. The morbid tales of Dick Mullen. A dark tide turns. Tragedy calls for Dick Mullen. Another one with fake death. And, of course, Dick Mullen, the murderer. In order to catch a murderer, Dick Mullen must become the murderer. After all this, you still haven't found the answer to the one question that matters. Who is Dick Mullen?
¿Quién es Dick Mullen?
Your quick eye notices a small caterpillar crawling across the spine of a book. The title reads, Dick Mullen and the Mistaken Identity.
¿Qué tenemos aquí? La identidad equívoca.
A worn paperback from Dick Mullen's classic hard-boiled phase. The premise seems to be that Dick Mullen is framed for the murder of his best friend and has just a few days to prove his innocence.
¿De qué me suena eso?
Could it be the motifs of unstable identities and shocking betrayals?
Probablemente sea cierto. Soy un tipo complicado, lleno de contradicciones.
Then this is the book for you.
Ay, pero todo está caro. Como en la vida real. Digo, cuando me gusta mucho un libro sí lo compro físicamente, pero cuando no tengo dinero, que es casi todo el tiempo, pues lo bajo en PDF. Obviamente no os recomiendo hacer cosas ilegales, por lo cual no entren a una página llamada lectulandia.com y no descarguen libros, eso estaría mal. A ver, vamos hasta el final. Otro coñazo de libro ahí tirado.
This bookstore is not strictly about crime, romance, and biographies of famous people. There's also a wide range of paranatural literature.
Ojear la estantería.
Amidst the various books, you find one written by someone named Matthias W. Dundas. It's about wholeness, unity, balance. These three things are very important to the working class mind.
O sea que es de ideología.
The point of the book, and many others on this shelf, is to give people medicinal advice in situations where they don't have access to paid health services.
¿Cómo funciona eso?
It serves platitudes, while also telling everyone that traditional medicine, the kind people don't have access to, and which costs more than this book, is garbage, and would only give you cancer anyway, without even curing your cold or anything. Wholeness, unity, balance, on the other hand, can basically take care of anything. Though it is important to note, when it's up to your mind to heal yourself, then it's because of your mind that you're ill in the first place.
¿Dice algo más?
The book features chapters on topics such as how to find magnesium. It even lists plants you can harvest magnesium from. How to continue drinking if you're an alcoholic who has destroyed his liver. And there's even a chapter on the ancient Seraïs tradition of using duck gallbladder preservatives to treat and prevent sexually transmitted diseases. Pre and post factum apply. Nothing worth buying. This is just mundane garbage. What's even paranatural about this?
¿Entenderá de qué van estos libros?
Sir, please, no browsing in that shelf. That wisdom is not for free.
O sea que ese lo ha leído usted.
I can't have you end up, like, opening a police store next door and stealing my customers. Oh no.
Buscar algo del más allá.
The throbbing in your head increases with every passing moment you gaze at this shelf. Suddenly, as if out of nowhere, a small green book becomes apparent. The title of it reads, Medicinal Purposes of the Pale.
¿Qué es la palidez?
The book contains very little explanation on the matter. This knowledge seems to be taken for granted.
¿De qué trata este libro?
The book contains descriptions of various pseudoscientific therapies, alternative medicines, and folk remedies involving the pale, also known as le territoire. For example, it recommends vigorously swatting one's naked body with a venik or hand broom, made from the leafy twigs of a young birch tree from the near pale.
Parece estimulante.
It is, and good for the circulation too.
¿Qué más?
It also recommends consuming distilled spirits like vodka or whiskey that have been aged in the pale. Readers are instructed to cover these jars in a shallow hole just inside the pale and leave them there for 30 to 60 days, depending on the potency desired.
¿Y qué hace ese licor pálido añejo?
Among other benefits, it is alleged to restore a damaged liver to perfect health.
Debería echarle el guante. Debería echarle el guante a un poco. ¿Qué más cuenta?
For general health and well-being, readers are encouraged to take regular strolls through the pale, though a sidebar cautions readers to limit each stroll to less than an hour. These strolls promise to cleanse the mind of worries and the body of toxins, especially if the perambulator performs this ritual in the nude. Nudity figures prominently in a number of these prescriptions. This is exactly what you need.
¿Algo más que destacar?
There's an entire section devoted to cures for men who are struggling to perform their marital obligations.
Es probable que me haga falta.
Excuse me, sir. I believe you've been perusing that particular volume long enough. If you'd like to continue reading, I must insist you buy it.
Caraja, si tuviera dinero compraba todos los libros a ver si me dan algo, pero me voy a esperar. Irte. A ver acá.
Several maps have been attached to a bulletin board hidden inside the alcove. They're held up by small pins. The board has come loose from one corner. The maps look old and faded. Your eye catches a map of Insulinda, a map of Revachol, and a map of Martinez.
Mirar el mapa de Insulintia.
This large map displays archipelagos. You see a constellation of small dots on the light blue emptiness of the Insulindic Ocean. The largest in the northeast is La Caillou. You are here. Another far away in the southwest, Seminese Islands, Ile de Fantôme.
¿Qué más?
Ozon, Laurentide, Fas a la Mer, Archipelagos, North Arcade Islands, all just specks of dust on the vastness of the Insulindic. On the edges of the map, the color fades into a blur of dotted lines, black and white, disintegrating into mathematics. In the northeast, a dust mite stands on the north coast of Caillou in a bookstore. It's you.
Entrecerrar los ojos. ¿Se ven las ciudades en las islas?
You can, on Caillou, Revachol, a single black star, on Ozon, Fondelier, and Vilmandu, on archipelagos, Croyan Moran, Villiers, on Seminine, Olduvai, and on Laurentide, Deora of the Seven Seas. Lost little pearls of light, tiny fires in the dark. 850 million people live on these little dots, an oceanic world of culture and commerce torn apart by history.
Mirar los bordes.
The ocean breaks apart into a tangle of cosines and azimuths, all pointing into pale nothingness. Windy is the north azimuth. Grad is the northeast azimuth. Samara is the east azimuth. Sail is the west azimuth. Connections to other worlds, words past the Insulindian, unknown to you. You only know you've never been there. You have little idea what they are. Distant stars, gods, but looking at them makes you feel almost non-existent. Whatever they are, the Isolas are immeasurably large compared to you, and very, very far away. Perhaps they are gods, gods of distance and outer dust.
Mirar el mapa de Revachol.
The north coast of a verdant island is shattered by the delta of a river. It is the river Esperance. Countless bridges put the shards back together, connecting city blocks to river islands. La Delta says a great artificial heart in the center, teeming with life forms and construction. To the east, rolling hillsides, Le Jardin, Stella Marie, the suburbs of Saint-Baptiste, swallowed up into the megacity. They sound rich to you, This is Rivershell East.
¿Y al oeste del río?
Hudon. It's somewhere to live. Not bad. Then there's Jamrock. It's bad. People shouldn't live there, but they do. Then Forberg. It's almost as bad, and much larger. Then Coal City. It's the worst.
¿Y Martinis?
It's so small you can't even see it on the map. No, wait. There it
Ahí
is.
está.
North of Jamrock, the strip of coast next to the Greater Rivershell Industrial Harbour. It looks downright despondent. It's almost Coal City, to be honest. No, this is somewhere to be. This is all you have. But it's still something. Streets and sodium lights, the sky, the world. You're still alive.
Mirar el mapa de Martinis.
It's not really a map. It's a tourist thing. A picture postcard with buildings on it, drawn from an isometric perspective. A date in the upper right corner says 48. Still, it's detailed. Could be pretty useful for scouting ahead. You see the jagged boxes of an industrial harbor. Even
hasta
the
lo
whirling
huirle.
rags there.
Tendera, ¿estos mapas están a la venta?
I'm sorry, officer. The map of Martinez is the only one available. The other two are not for sale anymore. And besides, you could scarcely afford them.
Ah, mamoncita.
They're quite valuable, though they might not look it. The map of Martinez is 90 cents, though.
¿Por qué es tan barato el de Martinis?
That old thing. It's an out-of-date map of a tourist location that never was nor came to be. From when some design studio people tried to spruce the place up 4 or 5 years ago. They also renovated the horse statue, set up those coin-operated viewers, and designed the new street lamps.
The place does not look like a successful tourist trap, does it?
¿Qué ocurrió?
They didn't get that far, for some reason. A shame the project never got going. Would be nice if someone fixed Martinez up. All these ruins are bad for business.
No manches, ¿por qué me lo voy a robar? Me llevo el mapa de Martinis.
Always good to be informed of your surroundings.
Ok. Se supone que ya debe de aparecernos. Ah, aquí está.
The
Interactuar.
worn map features the patchwork grid of the streets of Martinez, with directions to appropriately touristy locations. Year 48 resides on the upper right corner.
Trazar un camino por el sistema de calles.
Your finger moves through the various streets, across Rue de Saint-Ghislain and Rue Saint-Sipar, over Saint-Brun and Martinez North, finally coming to a halt on the spot where you are currently standing, although the map gives no indication itself.
For a more detailed view of the map, go to your journal and select the Map tab.
Ok, guardar el mapa. Entonces ya podemos verlo mejor. Uy, sí. Qué genial. Interesante. Ok. Nos dice dónde están lo que podemos volver a hacer, que es en blanco. Ok. Todo esto está bloqueado. Tengo 2 con Joyce. Al rato vamos con ella y después con el ahorcado. Muy bien. ¿Y aquí qué hay?
The plaque on the shelf reads, Biographies of Famous People. You see a large variety of names, none of which ring a bell.
Tendera, ¿hay algo interesante en esta estantería?
I would say the greatest innocence. Yes, most certainly. It's an important educational tool delving into the depths of history, religion, and their relation to inocentic power.
Inocéntico. ¿Quién o qué es una inocencia?
A very influential historical figure. But surely I don't have to tell you that. You're a law officer, and law officers have at least some education. The book is also very daring. The author aims to re-examine the universal understandings of the inocentic system, creating a fresh vantage point and a shift in the tired order of things.
Creía que trataba sobre cuál de estas inocencias era el mejor o la más guay.
Perhaps for a layman, deep analysis is necessary to peel back the multi-layered meanings.
Do her words seem vague and abstract to you?
Entonces, ¿me lo recomienda?
Certainly, it's prudent for a person to have at least an elementary understanding of history and society. Imagine the chaos we'd be in otherwise.
You feel like you should get this one. Definitely.
Beta, todo está caro.
It's important.
Están bonitos los libros, pero están caros.
There's something personal inside.
¿Hay algo personal? Si lo dice mundo interior es importante. El otro del paranormal y los ha señalado. Bueno, también el del detective. Ojear los libros expuestos.
Browsing through all the books with all their names makes your head spin. None of these seem important or relevant. It's all just vapid egoism. Suddenly, a particularly odd title catches your eye. It reads, High Speed Love, the tragic true love story of Jacob Irv and Alfie Delatraz, by one Cecilia Averbrook.
¿De qué
High
trata?
Speed Love chronicles the romance between two of the finest tip-top tourney racers in history. One of them is the madcap driver, Jacob Irv. His blonde mane graces the cover. Next to Irv's life story, you see a slim biography of an Occidental rock star called the Anti-Star. He's famous for shooting morphine into one of his eyeballs and cocaine into the other. Next to that, Rivasholian radio personality Guillaume Bevy stands in front of a run-down drug den. He's a permanent fixture on Channel 8, reporting on real-life crime and ruining cops' days.
I really must insist you buy one of the books. Reading them is not for free. Do still browse, though, but not too long.
She understands she has erred against the customer and immediately corrects course.
I'm sorry, I did not mean to rush you. You are browsing. Go ahead. Take your time. Time is commerce.
No, pues ahora no.
A sulfur-crested cockatoo sits on the cover. Its
Lo de la
slightly
cacatúa.
open. It looks as if the bird is calling out the book title, From A to Zurich, a guide to a well-behaved cockatoo.
Ojear las páginas.
Turns out that there are so many different cockatoo species, and they all have behavioral problems.
Tendera, ¿qué me puede decir de esta guía sobre cacatúas?
It's a must-have if you own a cockatoo. I've heard they're quite capricious.
No puede ser, y me faltan unos centavos nada más. Después venimos por él. Ok. Es un tomo de magia fascista. Bastante franco. Ese doble chiste estuvo delicioso. Delicioso. Pues ves, a ver. Un libro de ilustraciones a la mar de pintoresco. Muy colorido. Con la hija creo que ya no hay nada que platicar.
Hi, Ace Detective. Are you here for more books?
Bueno, adiós. Nos vemos, Annette. Sí, ya no hay nada. Y con la
Hello
dependiente.
again, esteemed officer, and welcome.
No, hasta la vista. Vamos a ver qué hay por acá.
You see a set of tattered curtains blocking the way to another room. A strange cage-like trinket dangles from the curtains.
Excuse me, officer. The back room is strictly for employees only.
Tendera, ¿qué hay detrás de las cortinas?
Nothing. Now please go back to browsing the books. Don't you feel compelled to look at the books? The books are all you care about.
She speaks almost as if she's trying to put a spell on you, urging you to buy more books. Oddly enough, the more she tries to draw you away from the curtains, the more alluring they become.
Exactamente. Examinar la extraña fusilería con forma de jaula.
You see some kind of charm, an irregular polyhedron assembled from bones, sticks, and straw. Inside, a disturbing fish head with empty eye sockets stares at you. This is a traditional Seminese ward, meant to provide protection against ill luck, bad dreams, curses, and other supernatural scourges.
¿Quiénes son los semeneses?
Inhabitants of Ile de Fantôme, the Semenine Islands down south. Aside from poking at it suspiciously, there is nothing else to do with the fishhead charm at this time. The curtains remain shut before you.
Abrir las cortinas.
Just as you're about to pull apart the curtains, the petrified voice of the shop owner cries out once more.
Sir, don't touch that. I told you it's off limits for the customers. Parapsychologically speaking, we're done if you decide to open them. I won't be held responsible for the consequences. It's too dangerous.
Parapsicológicamente.
She looks away, mumbling. Why is everyone always messing with the curtains? Why can't they just buy books like normal people?
¿De qué tiene miedo? ¿Es por la maldición?
No, it's just a storeroom for the employees, I told you. Now please step away from the curtains.
Señora, esto es distinto. Soy agente de policía. Tengo que entrar ahí.
Why? It's not like anyone was killed there.
Ahora sí tengo que entrar.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to be so impolite. Just please don't go there. I can't allow that. You'll only make things worse and unleash the powers.
Pero siento como si me estuviera llamando. Tengo que cruzar el umbral e investigar.
You do? My God, even more reasons not to mess with the curtains. Just step away, dear sir.
Muy bien, lo dejaré estar por el momento.
Thank you. Let's just talk about this first, all right? There's no reason for you to venture into the unknown.
What are you, a coward? Think about the marvelous adventures waiting for us on the other side.
Talking is always good. Go see what she has to say. There is something mysterious about the curtains. Be careful. The curtains, tattered with age and covered in dust, hang before you, as if taunting you.
Ok, vamos a hablar primero con la señora. Dejar las cortinas por ahora. Que por cierto, ¿cómo va el pensamiento? Ah, ya casi quedan estos dos. Este y este. Ya casi, ya casi. Ok. Que por cierto, ¿cuántos espacios tenemos? Uy, todavía tenemos 4. Muy bien, muy bien. Excelente.
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People.
¿Por qué están recelosas respecto a las cortinas? Tan solo quiero saber qué hay del otro lado.
I already told you, it's just a storage room for employees. I don't understand why it's so important to you. Just let it go, officer. Go buy some goddamn books. You're supposed to be drawn to the books.
She recites it like it's a poem, or like she's playing a role she's grown tired of.
¿Por qué me sigue hablando de los libros? ¿Está intentando lanzarme un hechizo?
A spell? As if. This place doesn't need any spells or hoodoo mumbo jumbo. This place has wonderful energy. Okay, fine. It's just because this place is cursed, just like everyone said. They don't call it the doomed commercial area for nothing. Are you happy now, officer? Happy that you've ruined everything?
Take it easy. You've broken her resistance. Pushing her further will gain nothing.
Ok, ¿cómo se manifiesta la maldición?
The curse is so much worse than you could imagine. It's a disease, eating at the very foundation. It's the curse of financial distress, of ruin and bankruptcy.
Creo que tengo la maldición, chicos.
Didn't that curtain just move?
Anne dijo que los anteriores propietarios han atravesado ciertas dificultades económicas.
Not just that, officer. We're dealing with something supernatural here. It's the cacodemons feeding off bad business practices and disappointing income statements. There's something wrong with this building, I can tell you. Ever since I arrived, I've sensed an eerie lingering presence, as if I was unwanted here.
Sounds familiar.
Qué raro, yo siento lo mismo. ¿Qué significará todo esto?
Truly so? Perhaps the dark energies are leeching off you. You shouldn't stay in the store too long. It may be dangerous.
¿Por qué no me dijo directamente que se trataba de la maldición?
It's not good to talk about the curse, not in detail. The negativism, it's dangerous. Talking about the void wraiths angers them.
Wow. Void raves. You have new words.
Sí, wow. ¿Ha buscado ayuda?
Yes, I've contacted numerous parapsychologists and even a pair of Simonese mediators. They provided me with the wards. The wards help to keep the doom at bay and protect us against the darkness that lies further in the building. Even though now I fear, it's not enough.
¿Su colgante es un amuleto protector?
Oh, this? No, it's a special Himian amulet, blessed by desert pygmy shamans, with a spell of compulsion. It's to compel people to buy books.
Pues ya te compré un mapa.
There are numerous spells cast throughout the store. I had the books anointed with a different inducement spell, for example. It's guaranteed to boost sales 15%.
Desert pygmy shamans. That sounds like a rather questionable way to describe a group of people.
¿Quiere que abra una investigación? ¿Podría averiguar si la maldición es real?
Most certainly not. I don't want anyone who's not familiar with the psychic arts to get involved in this mess. Stay away. Leave the spirits be, so they can return to their slumber.
My liege, you know what this case calls for? A para-detective.
Convencerla de que te deje investigar la zona comercial maldita.
Slither up to her, you silver-tongued fiend. Show her what world-class perfidy looks like.
Señora, he venido a ayudar. No es la primera vez que me enfrento a un suceso paranormal.
Are you sure? Don't think I haven't seen charlatans before.
He regresado del vacío. Soy un parainspector, descendiente de un largo linaje de parainspectores.
You're no para-detective. You look nothing like one. And you're clearly a drinker. Pardon me for being so blunt, but...
You look like one. The lieutenant keeps his usual stony calm. He silently picks out his notebook. Go ahead then. Rock her world, he thinks. I'll compose some notes.
Admito que me gusta empinar el codo, pero solo porque el reino espectral deja a uno sin fuerzas, parapsicológicamente hablando.
How do you know all this?
Here we go.
Soy el espectro del vacío. Tengo el poder de desmalear las energías
I
malvadas.
should have realized. A pattern lies within the fabric. The hand of fate guides us. Our meeting couldn't have been mere chance.
Creo que la pobre Placence, la señora, creo que es de esas personas que creen extremadamente y radicalmente en las vibras.
Perhaps you truly are the one to deliver this woman from the doom.
But I am not the only one at risk. I have to think of my daughter. You are certain you can help us? Keep us safe? I can't allow any collateral damage to hit us.
Pregúntale a mi compañero Kim. Él me puede avalar.
Certainly so, ma'am. I can assure you my partner is eminent in this particular field.
If you promise, good officer, then you might be our last hope. Do you swear it?
Poner la mano sobre el corazón, por mi honor.
Thank you, sir. There's one more thing I haven't told you about yet. The entity.
Do not act surprised. You know of these things, sire.
Por supuesto, la entidad. Cerrar los ojos, pues su presencia ya se ha hecho no sentir.
You have? The entity takes the form of a woman, a witch probably. I've suspected that she must be connected to the curse ever since I first saw her. Did you know that she lives inside the chimney?
No sé si seguirle poniendo ideas en la cabeza. Una chimenea no es lo suficientemente grande para vivir en ella.
No, this chimney is part of the building's central furnace, and it's enormous. She has barricaded herself behind some metal security curtains. God knows what she's doing there. Some unnatural magic, I assume.
Del
You should go
Averno.
find the entity and ask what happened to all the companies in the building. What is the source of this curse?
Debo de
Here's
volver a usar
the
esa
key to the
palabra.
warded
Averno.
door behind the curtains. Take it. Oh, and please do return to me after you've looked round. I'm quite anxious to know what she has to say about the curse. What you discover in there.
Unbelievable darkness and ruin. What you discover? Probably just some office space. Don't be scared.
Ya para terminar, tengo un par de preguntas más sobre la maldición.
Okay, but please, only a few questions. You wouldn't want to disturb the spirits.
Ah, no, ya lo hicimos. Da igual, quiero preguntarle otra cosa.
Looks aloof. Her features much softer. Occasionally she glances at her daughter's silhouette.
Hasta la vista, librera.
Guillaume Le Million. Bad news. Guillaume Le Million did not become a cop. In 1938, he went on a tour to the Sinyao province in Safre, where he died of autoerotic asphyxiation.
Ooh.
His body was found hanging from a decorative dragon tree in his junior suite, amid drug paraphernalia, unwholesome objects, and the Sylvia Trainer single, Wonderland, skipping in the background. And yes, you can take this as a metaphor for Revachol in the 30s, and also as a warning.
La psique. Y ya ahorita se termina este. Ok. Bueno, vamos allá.
You see a set of tattered curtains blocking the way to another room. A strange cage-like trinket dangles from the curtains.
Abrir las cortinas.
You see a dimly lit room full of dusty furniture and trash. A doorway stands in the back, covered in dozens of scary little Seminese wards, your shadow looming over it like an omen.
Oh!
Vamos allá, Kim, vamos. Siluetas fantasmagóricas de secadores de pelo. Es el retrato de un hombre ligeramente andrógino.
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of Seminese trinkets and charms. It appears to be locked.
Llamar a la
Only
puerta.
an echo. No one is there.
Esta la vamos a fallar, así que abrí la puerta con la
After
llave.
exerting some force, you manage to turn the key. It's eerily silent. The door slides slightly open, letting a draft of cold air into the room.
Esto, Kim, creo que deberías ir tú adelante.
You're the one in charge.
Abrir la puerta y entrar. Uy, vamos para allá. Ah, sí, no tenemos luz. Espera. Listo. Aunque no se ve nada. No puedo ni caminar. Motricidad aumenta en 1, perfecto. O sea que vamos bien de habilidad al parecer. Nos falta estas, cara, y resistencia sobre todo. Creo que sí voy a tener que gastar un punto en esta resistencia porque tenemos muy baja vida. Esta, afortunadamente, le hemos subido bien. Pero esta sí casi nada, caray. Nada, nada. Ni esta. Eso va a ser un problema después. La fuente de salud. Me voy a esperar, pero sí. Ah, ya aprendió. La arena del saco de boxeo se está derramando. Oh, Kim quiere hablar. ¿Qué pasó, Kim?
What is this place?
Es una aventura.
No, it's a gym. Though it looks like no one's been here in ages. I doubt the electricity still works. Good thing we have a flashlight on us.
An
Así
eerie
es.
feeling rises in your chest.
¿Y si hubiera una razón por la que no ha venido nadie en
Yes,
años?
because it's closed. No need to look for supernatural explanations where a banal one will do. Now let's move on, shall we?
Ok. Bola de lanzamiento de peso. Para los viejitos. En el póster pone sitios fortis. El resto es ilegible. Unas espalderas desgastadas no parecen muy seguras. Una pesa.
A barbell lies on the floor. The color has worn off its weight plates. It's 60 kilograms. Your triceps hum at the sight of these weights. Show the world what kind of beast it's dealing with. Lift them. There are no collars on the barbell. This is why does it feel so familiar?
Ok. Me resulta familiar porque soy levantador de
No,
pesas.
it's not that. It's the stale smell of rubber, the squeaky sound of sneakers, your bruised knee against the mat, and a whistle. That's just a memory.
Mira, Kim, una trampa. La barra no tiene
You're right.
abrazaderas.
The weight may fall off. Better not touch it then.
¿Qué clase de bastardo le quitaría las abrazaderas? Tendría que ser
It
un
would be a
delito.
violation of EPIS safety regulations if the gym was still operating, but it isn't. No one's supposed to come here anymore.
A ver, voy a hacer algo. Vamos a guardar partida. Ahí está guardando. ¿Por qué lo hago? Voy a intentar levantarlo, aunque tenemos poca probabilidad. Pero es que quiero levantarla porque algo me dice que si no lo logramos, nos va a bajar vida. Y eso es lo que quiero evitar. A ver.
The barbell
Porque no tenemos
waits
mucha vida.
patiently on the floor,
A ver.
like a dog for its master.
La fallamos, creo. ¡Vamos! ¡Corre! Sí, ¿qué les dije?
You manage to hoist it off the ground, but the barbell feels wobbly and dangerous. Your hand, see? This place is cursed.
Weightlifting was never at the station gym. You're right. The weight, no one does.
No, it's just a memory.
No, la voy a cargar. Cargar partida. Sí, mejor. ¿Por qué? Porque no tenemos muchas de esas para sanar. Entonces, pues, se nos puede bloquear la aventura más adelante. Bueno, eso es lo que tengo yo, riesgo. Esto después lo intentamos levantar mejor. A ver, déjame ver algo. Tenemos 3, tenemos 2. ¿Este ya está desbloqueado o no? Desbloquear, desbloquear. Ok, después lo vemos. Vamos a avanzar. Vamos, Kim. ¿Qué es esto? El pasillo está bloqueado por escombros y paneles de cristal viejo. Ok. Un ave. Animales salvajes te observan en la oscuridad. disecados y enmarcados. Ay, no lo podemos tomar. Eso sería bueno para regresárselo al Garte, el que rompimos. ¿Qué es esto? ¿Qué es esto? Rotores de avionetas cubiertos de telarañas. Te recuerdan a espadas. Parecen los restos de la tienda de reparaciones Ventanas 24 horas. Dinerito, vientos. El torso desnudo de un maniquí tiene un extraño color amarillento. Terciopelo azul suave al tacto y apolillado. Más dinero. Me encanta este lugar. ¿Qué tenemos aquí? Esquíes con el logo de Slipstream impreso en la capa superior, laminada. Aquí creo que solo hay dos cosas. ¿Qué es esto? Filamento de memoria, plan de producción, ok. Palas de rotor de acero con el logo de Slipstream. Ok, muy bien. ¿Será este el taller de Emma? Antes de proseguir... sí podemos pasar al otro lado. ¿Aquí qué hay? Zapatos sobre un charco de nieve que se derrite. ¿Vive alguien aquí? No lo creo. No lo parece. ¿Qué es esto? Postal del año 51. ¿Y aquí qué es esto?
An iron safety curtain curves before your eyes, folded like a bellows. It covers half the room, blocking the way into a colossal industrial chimney. This must be where the entity lives. What an odd thing to do.
Llamar.
Nothing happens. Still
Llamar
nothing.
Más fuerte.
No.
Bueno, no va a haber nadie. Sí, creo que ya vimos lo más importante de por acá.
Your
Vamos a ver esto.
flashlight slides over an old green chalkboard covered in scribbles, sketches, and schemes like some ancient cave mural. Some of the writing has faded with age, but you can still make out sections here and there. Photos and drawings have been pinned to the board. These
examina los
pointy-eared
bosqueros.
creatures appear to be different types of welkins. You make out autumnal candle welkins casting wax-based magic. Translucent welkins with organs shining under their skin. And even ether welkins hailing from the vast emptiness of sidereal space. Who are all those creatures? Fantasies of a tortured, feverish mind? You should adopt one of those Wilkins as your persona. No longer a mere man, but a Welkin. One of the Welkins,
Welkin?
towering among the rest, appears to be different, however.
Esto es importante. Examinar a los
Valhamila,
Welkin.
a high Welkin, his face white and scarred like cracked marble. This is clearly a Welkin supremacist. The note says, all non-Welkin races will be purged. The Haldor,
un
the
racista.
Twarg, the humans, and even headless men, all of them, purged. Imagine a world filled only with Welkin, Green Welkin, Dread Welkin, and the High Welkin to rule them all.
An inordinate amount of time has gone into drawing these little Welkin creatures.
Susurrar. Uno de ellos es un supremacista, Welkin.
Political commentary. That one has a great beard too.
¿Quién
Some
invertiría
people
tanto
really
tiempo en algo así?
like building a world, I think, even if it's just for a game.
¿Qué son estas criaturas? ¿Quién los dibujó? ¿Son auténticas?
This
Tengo
looks like
tantas
concept art
preguntas.
for a project. It's not really real.
Bueno, ha sido
Just
didáctico,
look
pero
at the
dejemos a los
details.
Welkins por ahora.
So much effort.
And for what? All gone. The photo collage
Examinar las
depicts
fotos.
barren, icy landscapes wrapped in perpetual night. You see permafrost and glacial landforms, dead trees groaning under the snow. Entire oceans have been frozen from shore to shore. There are pictures of settlements on dried-up riverbeds, abandoned in a storm. Animal corpses in the dark, carcasses and bones. You see primitive oil rigs built into glaciers, boreal dvorg, yurts under the snow, great mammoth-like beasts of burden. Albeit dark and cold, this vision also feels cozy in its own way, like eggnog or morphine, a much-needed respite from our own world. A pinned postcard reads, "The heat death scenario. A desperate fight for geothermal energy engulfs the world as Wirral becomes untethered from its sun, drifting through the universe. This is a monthly
Examinar el
from the
plan.
year 50. Cryptic words like sprint, daily minimi, and GPI span the marker-drawn grid, the grand scheme of production and money. Everyone is constantly teetering on the edge of the abyss, an abyss of production. These squares look orderly, but beneath them is chaos, worry. Minimi stands for a mini meeting. It's part of a bigger framework for managing work called RUN. Station 41 tried to implement it a few years ago, but failed.
Seguir
As
leyendo,
time
seguir
goes on,
leyendo.
the
¿Qué
numbers
pasó?
in indexes grow rarer and rarer. The board becomes an empty snowfield in the final days. Only failure and regret dwell in this region.
Looks like they didn't make it.
A note in the bottom left corner of the chalkboard says, "See the Prodsio filament for details."
Plan
The
producción.
handwriting
Lo que
is
agarramos,
only
el cuadrado.
partly legible,
Examinar las
but
notas.
you can still make out 3 slogans: Call in, Tune out, Wirral Untethered, and Heat Death of the Universe.
Irte. Ok chicos, Linces Cósmicos, lo dejamos hasta aquí y continuamos en el siguiente video. Garabateado de un cuaderno. Desarrolladores del RPG más avanzado del universo. Ya se lo saben, si no los veo, buenas tardes, buenas noches, buenos días. Cuídense mucho, tomen agua y un gran abrazo. Hasta luego.